Hello everyone and welcome to Evolution of Fire Emblem Games. Fire Emblem, Shadow Dragon and the Blade of Light is a 1990 tactical role-playing video game developed by Nintendo. The story follows the tale of Marth, who is sent on a quest to reclaim his throne after being forced into exile by the evil Garnf. Fire Emblem Gaiden was released in 1992. Gaiden follows the battles of two opposing armies on the continent of Valentia, which is torn apart by political strife involving the Princess Celica and her childhood friend Alm. Fire Emblem, Mystery of the Emblem was released in 1994. Peace is restored to Arcania and Marth restores his kingdom. His ally Hardin ascends to the throne of Arcania, but begins hostile military expansion across the continent, forcing Marth to confront his old friend. Fire Emblem, Genealogy of the Holy War was released in 1996. The game takes place on the continent of Jugdral, split between 8 countries founded by the 12 Crusaders, an ancient group of soldiers who ended the rule of the ancient dragon Loptis with divine aid. Fire Emblem Thracia 776 was released in 1999. Game takes place on the continent of Jugdral. The story follows main protagonist Leaf as he rallies a private army in an attempt to defeat the ruling Granvale Empire and restore his lost kingdom of Thracia. Fire Emblem, The Blinding Blade was released in 2002. The story follows Roy, a young nobleman from the small independent nation of Faerie as he leads a growing army against the forces of King Zephiel of the Kingdom of Bern, who is gradually taking over Lib with the aid of a mysterious power. Fire Emblem, The Blazing Blade was released in 2003. It tells the story of Lyn, Ely Wood, and Hector, 3 young lords who band together on a journey to find Ely Wood's missing father Elbert, while thwarting a larger conspiracy threatening the stability of Lib. Fire Emblem, The Sacred Stones was released in 2004. The Sacred Stones takes place on the fictional continent of Magval, which is divided into 5 nations, each built around a magical stone said to be linked to the imprisonment of an ancient demon. Fire Emblem, Path of Radiance was released in 2005. The story takes place on the fictional continent of Tellius, inhabited by the human Bjork and the shape-shifting Lagus. The game is the first entry in the series to feature 3D graphics, full-motion cutscenes, and voice acting. Fire Emblem, Radiant Dawn was released in 2007. Radiant Dawn's plot begins in the war-torn nation of Daein with the main character Micaiah and her allies, the Dawn Brigade, rebelling against the oppressive Begnian occupational army. The story is divided into 4 parts. Fire Emblem, Shadow Dragon was released in 2008. The story follows the tale of Marth, Prince of the Kingdom of Altia, who is sent on a quest to reclaim his throne after being forced into exile by the evil sorcerer Garnf and his dark master Medius, the titular Shadow Dragon. Fire Emblem, New Mystery of the Emblem was released in 2010. The story is based on the original content from Mystery of the Emblem, while including a customizable avatar as the main character, alongside Marth, the protagonist of Shadow Dragon and the Blade of Light. Fire Emblem Awakening was released in 2012. The gameplay focuses on the tactical movement of characters across a grid-based battlefield and fighting enemy units. Other features include the ability to build and foster relationships between characters. Fire Emblem Fates was released in 2015. Story follows the protagonist, a customizable avatar named Corrin by default, as they are unwillingly drawn into a war between the kingdoms of Hoshido and Nor and must choose which side to support. Tokyo Mirage Sessions #Faye is a 2015 role-playing video game developed by Atlas. The game is a crossover that combines gameplay, narrative, and aesthetic elements from Atlas's Shin Megami Tensei and Nintendo's Fire Emblem series. Tokyo Mirage Echoes: Shadows of Valentia was released in 2017. It follows dual protagonists Alm and Celica as they aim to bring an end to the war through opposite methods, with Alm fighting to resolve the war through battle, while Celica attempts to find a peaceful end. Fire Emblem Heroes is a free-to-play tactical role-playing game, developed by Intelligent Systems and published by Nintendo for Android and iOS. Players control a team of up to 4 characters, against enemy teams of varying sizes on an 8x6 grid map. Fire Emblem Warriors is a 2017 hack and /action role-playing game developed by Omega Force and Team Ninja. The player defeats enemies with any character, accomplishing specific goals to beat maps. The game includes the ability to give tactical commands to units and the weapon triangle. Fire Emblem Three Houses was released in 2019. Three Houses is set on the continent of Fudlin, divided between 3 ruling powers currently at peace. These nations are connected through the Garreg Mach Monastery, which houses a church and an officer's school for students from each nation. Fire Emblem Warriors: Three Hopes was released in 2022. In Three Hopes, Shez, a mercenary whose team was decimated by Byleth battle, joins the military academy of Garreg Mach Monastery and becomes a student in one of 3 classes, each including students. Fire Emblem Engage was released in 2023. The game follows Alir, a dragon in human form, who awakens from a 1,000-year slumber and quickly becomes embroiled in a conflict with the forces of the fell dragon Sombrin. Alir travels the land of Elyos, gaining allies while fighting against the armies of the rival kingdom of Elusia.